you don't want to take just anyone. And that's not just for you. It could be for them as well. Hey there, welcome to my epic journey. This is Brandon DeVere. Thank you, as always, for tuning in and sharing your time with me. I do appreciate that. Here we are on the journey from 600 to 0 to 600 plus and everything that falls in between. Man, there's a lot of things I want. I wish I had more than one episode today, or I had time to go through all of these. I'll get to them over the next few days or next few weeks as these things that pop up. But sometimes the night before I'm like, oh hey, I want to talk about this tomorrow, and then something happens, or I don't know what I'm going to talk about, and I struggle for it the following day, or I have multiple things like today that I'd like to discuss. I want to address some of the questions that I've been receiving to give you guys more ideas, get those questions answered for you, as well as just some other things that I wanted to talk about. And I did I did a full episode on who not how, and somehow the audio cut out in the very last probably half of it, so it was probably like 9 minutes of no audio. Still recorded, everything was fine, other than no audio, so I'll have to come back and do one on that again. But what I want to talk about today is that you don't necessarily need to have everyone that comes across or comes. I know that's probably how it feels like when you are recruiting agents, and this goes to even clients too, right? Like just finding buyers and sellers. Sometimes they aren't the right fit. And it can be multiple different reasons for it, right? It could be maybe they're not in your market. You're trying to, even here in Las Vegas, like there's some parts of town that are just, I would like to refer it out just because we can get pretty much anywhere here within 45 minutes. However, time of day, it might be challenging, schedules, things like that. I try to do more of my business in one area instead of all over. But I know that sometimes we get into that and we start doing deals all over the place. I know some people are driving up to 2 hours. But sometimes there's reasons that you shouldn't choose to work with somebody. And even in that, with that being said, even when it comes to recruiting, the benefit of Epique, the way that the rev share pays out and the way the structure is, I've already done this a couple times now, and I'll continue to do it because if it makes sense, it makes sense. So for instance, if Epique makes sense for someone to join, and there's a reason that I think that I might not be the best person for them to do that, I can actually find somebody within my downline that I would go, hey, you would align perfect. You would align perfect with this person. So you can actually have them be your sponsor, because now you have access to them, myself, your area leader, and your broker at minimum, plus anybody else in the upline that could be able to help out. But the reason I wanted to share that is I had yesterday, I had someone refer an agent to me, and he called, and I was just gonna go meet him first, but he called last night. It was not last night. It was the afternoon. It was probably about 4:30, 5 o'clock. So we had a good conversation, and he was telling me, again, when I say prescription before diagnosis, where we can't do that, we need to diagnose before we give the prescription. In my case, the prescription that I hold is the one that I would prefer to give out is Epique. Like, come join Epique and we'll do this. So he reaches out, says, I'm ready. His text message said, I'm looking to, this is the brokerage I'm with. I'm looking to leave. I'm ready to go to a new brokerage. Perfect. You get that message. You're like, yes, sweet. This is what I'm looking for. But the challenge is I listened to all of his problems and his challenges and all the things that he's going through right now. And I listened to it, and I just said, you know what, I don't think that Epique is, this is what I told him. I said, I don't want to make the decision for you. And that's one thing, we got to quit making decisions for people. This person wouldn't like it, or this person, whatever. So I said, I don't want to make the decision for you. I'm more than happy to sit down and go through our, everything that we offer, all the stuff that we can use, and get you, set up with Epique. Like that's my goal. I'm recruiting agents, right? Bring on another one. But as I listened to what he needed, it wasn't like Epique was not, I couldn't even find somebody else to put him with, because I didn't believe that Epique is the move for him right now. For a couple of reasons. But he'd been in the business 24 years. I'm not saying that someone who's been in the business for 24 years can't benefit from Epic, because you absolutely can. But the things that he was saying that he needed, I thought he would probably be better off with like a mom and pop, like independent brokerage. And I also offered to him, if I know anybody, and I've done this before, I've referred, when I was with EXP, I would refer agents to, independent brokerages or another brokerage that I thought might be best for them based on what their needs were. And so when I say you don't want to just take anyone, it has a couple different layers to that. Because one is, you don't, just like the seller or buyer that you want to fire because the way that they treat you. Like if you're bringing on someone and it's not going to benefit you, obviously you need to have that benefit too. This is not all selfless. Like, of course I try to be as selfless as possible when I'm trying to help these people out. But it's not all that. You're still being compensated for your time. So one, if it's not going to benefit you, or if it's something that is not aligning with you, then that's one reason that it's not going to work out for you as the sponsor. Like maybe you want to, hey, go find another sponsor in a different, in a different downline or something like that. They maybe be able to help you. For me, I try to look within my downline first and go, okay, this person, if I don't think that I can help you the best, then I will do my best to find somebody for you. But on the other side, we can't be too selfish to see when somebody, we can see that it's probably not even your downline, but the overall Epic, the overall brokers that you're with, that if you don't believe that person is going to benefit from that, be honest with them up front. Because the last thing you want to do is tell them everything they want to hear. They're going to come over and everything you told them was a lie. They're going to get mad. It's going to be way more work than it was worth, because they're probably going to end up leaving anyways. So be upfront with people and say, hey, this is where it's at. So when I told them, I said, hey, here's the deal. I will show you everything we have, 100%. I don't want to make the decision for you, but it sounds like you're looking for an independent broker. And he said, yeah, you know what? I think you're right. I think that's what I am looking for. I said, if I can think of one, or if I run across someone that I think is a good fit for you, I will definitely pass it along. Thank you. I mean, that was the conversation. We did that. We still may meet up for coffee. I mean, just because somebody doesn't join your downline or join your company after you have a conversation doesn't mean they're cut off. Like, him and I could end up doing a deal next week together. We have no idea. So that's why these relationships are really big. And so just wanted to let you guys know two things basically when it comes to identifying that not everyone is fit for what you're doing. One, if it's not a fit for you or your culture, or two, if it's not a fit for them. I mean, because in the end, we still should be rooting each other on, trying to get them wherever they're at, like trying to get them, to be successful. At least that's the way I view it. I mean, there's so much real estate out there to be done. Not saying that there isn't competition and things like that, but I will say that, cutting somebody off just because they didn't join you is, to me, it doesn't make any sense, because in the end, it's just real estate. You never know what that person, you and that person might, have a conversation and find out you share something else in common that's stronger than what would have happened in the real estate world. So just saying, don't take everybody, and not everybody will benefit from your brokerage. So know that when you are recruiting, and be real. I think that I have a friend of mine told me years ago, he said, if you give a liar enough rope, they will hang themselves. And I believe that 100%. So if you continue to just be honest and forthcoming with all of your information, everything that you're giving to those agents, you'll have nothing but positive ground to land on. And it should work much better and much more smoothly that way in the long run. You might miss out on a couple agents here and there because you were honest with them and said, hey, well, you know what, honestly, or not honestly, but you said, well, hey, you know what? Or sorry, yes. If you are upfront, you may lose out on some agents short term. But what will happen is the ones that see through or see the vision in the long run of this, they are going to stay with you through thick and thin and battle with you and last much longer. So just want to leave you with that. Go into the 3-day weekend here, and hopefully you have a happy and safe Memorial Day. So, all right, I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great one.